Welcome back to CarWash College Online. We're going to go over a couple of frequently asked questions that the Hydra-Flex team takes at their technical support division. Scott, number one, the number one question that we get asked is, why won't my injector pull chemistry?
Yep, that is the biggest one that we deal with on a regular basis.
Okay.
There's many different things that kind of play into it. We sell a vacuum gauge that will help detect back pressure and kind of give us an idea where it's happening.
Okay.
We also sell an optimization tool that kind of does the same thing, but you can actually move it from back by the panel below the injector or actually out by the applicator.
Okay.
To see if it's more applicator side or injector side.
Where would you start? Do you think you should start back here or go out to the applicator first?
I like to start out at the applicator because I want to say 9 out of 10 times it's probably a plugged foam generator.
Okay.
Or some nozzles plugged that is causing the excessive back pressure, which is basically killing off the vacuum on the injector.
So we always want to start at the simplest place first. Try to work our way back. All right.
Yep.
So what does that look like? What am I looking for when I'm trying to see if this optimization tool actually works?
So basically, like if we started it out at the applicator, we'd install this in line. Before it comes out of the foam generator, we'd go back to the MCC, we'd flip on that function, and then as it's going through, we want to detect between 3 and 4. Anywhere between 3 and 4 is kind of the sweet spot.
Okay.
But you should have vacuum between 1 and 6 here on this gauge. Anything over excessive back pressure, more than 66 PSI, and anything between 0 and 1, it's just not enough back pressure to help pull it.
Okay. So what if I don't have one of these tools? Is there a way that I can figure this out without having a vacuum gauge or this optimization tool?
So basically what we would do is you'd get a 2 to 4 foot section of poly tubing. You disconnect this, install that there, and then you go and you flip on the function at the MCC, have it flow out of the hose. If it starts pulling solution, replace your injector, check your metering tip, check your versatile filter, whatever. Replace the injector, hook it back up, and connect the existing line. Check it.
Yeah, sounds easy enough either way, but having one of these is actually
it'll give you it'll give you a good starting point.
Okay.
Yep.
Fair enough. All right, that's with or without the vacuum gauge. Number 2, I got water leaking out of my air manifold. How does that happen?
A lot of times with air actuated valves, inside here of the valve, or each valve, the MAM and the BAM, we have a piston, and on the piston we have O-rings, which actually will help seal. Over time, possibly an O-ring will roll if you've taken the valve apart. Depending on the product, it might deteriorate the O-ring, causing some issues. If you try lubricating them with certain petroleum products, sprays and things like that, can actually make the O-rings swell so they don't sit properly. Well, this manifold constantly has pressure on it, water pressure. It may be only city water at like 40, 50 pounds, but it's still coming through the manifold, stopping at the end. If that O-ring is pushed up a little bit, water seeps around, causing it to start to backfeed through the airline.
Okay, I got you.
And then that can go all the way back up into your air manifold. You'll start seeing water come out of the exhaust mufflers up here on top. It's a good sign. The easiest way to diagnose it is turn off your air, make sure the air is off.
Right.
And then just start going one at a time.
Okay.
And then as you go one at a time, obviously you're going to have water coming out of the airline as well as the push to connect fitting. But once they're all out, everything's draining out, you should be able to figure out which one it is, because water will still be coming out of that push to connect fitting. Yep.
Okay, so we're going to take them all off all the way across the board.
Yep.
Okay.
And then
the one that's bad is going to continue to leak.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
And then once you pinpoint that, we do sell rebuild kits that come with the piston, the spring, and all the O-rings. Takes 2 seconds to take it out and put it in, and you'll be good to go.
All right. That sounds easy enough.
Yep.
All right. Last one. My valve is not opening properly.
Yeah, it gets to be a little sticky over time. O-rings, again, might swell, start to dry out. Best thing to do is shut your water off here. Make sure your air's off. And then what we do is, depending on the valve you're working with, say it's number 1 over here, we'll push the bypass, drain all the product out, and we'll take a pair of channel lock pliers and then slowly start taking the cap off. Be careful because it is spring loaded. There is a spring right underneath this cap.
Okay.
We got the spring and the cap, and the piston is down inside there. So then you want to disconnect your injector. And then with our rebuild kits, we sell little dowels, but if you don't have one, we've had customers use kind of a flat-nosed Allen wrench,
okay,
longer one. Go up through the middle, give it a pop.
Yeah.
Pull the piston out, inspect your O-rings. You want to lube it up. Put some Sil Glide on around this one and in the middle. Put it back in, push it all the way down. And once you get the cap back on, give it a nice little snug.
Can you over tighten it?
If you over tighten it, you'll probably crack it.
Yeah.
So you just want to do it nice quarter turn.
Okay. Snug as your friend and then a quarter turn.
Yep, and then go ahead and reconnect your injector. Then slowly turn your air back on. Slowly turn your water back on. Go ahead, test the function. And what I would do is I recommend testing it a few times so it gets that full range of motion.
Open and close.
And then lubes it up as it's going up and down.
Gotcha. So those are our 3 most frequently asked questions. You guys may have others. If so, don't hesitate to contact Scott and his team up at Hydra-Flex. That's it for now. As always, good luck and good washing.